Ethics in animal research. Animal research has had a vital role in many scientific and medical advances of the past century and continues to aid our understanding of various diseases. Throughout the world, people enjoy a better quality of life because of these advances, and the subsequent development of new medicines and treatments all made possible by animal research. However, the use of animals in scientific and medical research has been a subject of heated debate for many years, leading various groups like animal rights extremists and anti-vivisectionist groups condemning any related research. No responsible scientist wants to use animals or cause them unnecessary suffering if it can be avoided. So, the bioscience community accepts that animals should be used for research only within an ethical framework. Let us look in depth as to why animal research is important. The first reason as to why animal research is important is that the underlying structures of behavior are similar across species and sometimes easier to study in non-human species. This basically means that if we wanted to understand a complex machine, we would begin by examining a simpler machine. Similarly, we learn a lot about our brain behavior relationships by starting with simpler cases. The brains and behavior of non-human vertebrates resemble those of humans in their chemistry and anatomy. Even invertebrate nerves follow the same basic principles as our own. Much research has been conducted on squid nerves, which are thicker than human nerves and therefore easier to study. The second reason we are going to talk about is that we are interested in animals for their own sake. There are two important elements in this point: human curiosity and the need to help animals. Both of these goals are met through animal research. While some of this research might produce practical applications, but even if it doesn't, we would like to understand the universe just for the sake of understanding. The third reason is that what we learn about animals sheds light on human evolution. What is our place in nature? How did we come to be this way? One way of approaching such questions is by examining other species to see how we are the same and how we are different. The fourth point relates to ethical restrictions. Certain experiments cannot use humans because of legal or ethical restrictions. For example, investigators insert electrodes into the brain cells of rats and other animals to determine the relationship between brain activity and behavior. Such experiments answer questions that investigators cannot address in any other way. They also raise an ethical issue. If the research is unacceptable with humans, shouldn't we also object to it with non-humans? Let's talk about the guidelines that have been prepared by the National Committee for Research Ethics in Science and Technology. These guidelines are established based on the principles of 3 R's: replace, reduce, and refine. Respect for animals' dignity. Responsibility for considering options, which relates to replacing them. Responsibility for considering and balancing suffering and benefit, which can also be called the principle of proportionality. Responsibility for considering reducing the number of animals, which relates to reducing. Responsibility for minimizing the risk of suffering and improving animal welfare, which relates to refining. Responsibility for maintaining biological diversity. And lastly, Requirements of due care, which relate to complying with international laws and rules regarding animal research. I would like to conclude this video by a quote by the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated.